I always feel at home when I am in Hateno village. The smells of well-tended soil and freshly cut grass, the refreshing breeze coming off Mount Lanayru washing over me, the sound of children at play in the village. I am so glad to see life slowly returning to normal here.
Yeah, no, like life was pretty normal. Hi. Hey there, traveler. You've come to Athena Village, home of fine produce and dyed goods. Since my dad works far away, I'll make sure to guard the village every day. Aw, what's the matter, buddy? Didn't you hear I said you're suspicious? Don't you know what that word means? That's me, suspicious. Huh? You're suspicious, idiot. Yippee, you're the first actually suspicious guy I've met. I could tell as soon as I saw you. Oh, but I'm not supposed to talk to the suspicious ones. Oh, yeah. Child, child wonder. Alright, is it the flag here? There we go.
A strange horn statue. It suddenly spoke to me, calling itself a dealer in life and power, and I felt an overwhelming sensation, like my life was being drained away. But just as suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck the statue, pulling it into the water. That feeling. I do not think the statue had good intentions. It is best left submerged.
Oh no. No. Go into the water. Where did it go from there? Are there two of them? Nehru said no. Leave my person alone. Fell into the water. Where did it go? I don't see anything that looks like what it could be. It fell into the water. Maybe you should just maybe leave it there. Someone said no. Don't touch that. That's mine. I guess it just got up and walked away on its own at some point. It was like, all right, well, we don't play with that little girl. I'm gonna go hide somewhere where, they can't strike me with the lightning again. Which probably isn't true. But we know why it's not there anymore. Well, we know where it ended up, but how it got there, I don't know. Alright, cool. Probably in the house. Yep.
The room feels a little lonely, so I decided to decorate it with pictures of the people and places I encountered on my travels. And also, with the memories of my dearest friends.
Oh, yes. Cooking, the goats, the flowers, the horse, the dons. Her journal. Well, one of her journals. That's like her personal journal, and then she has a research journal. Alright, the other one is behind the house. Maybe in her, secret room. Tomatoes. Yep.
We were digging a well, came upon a hidden room. It may have been connected with the main building at one time, but it seemed it was forgotten as years passed. Still, it could be used again, with a little work on the more decayed areas. Imagine something precious was once stored in that treasure chest. What could I put there?
Aw. If I remember correctly, she put the hairband. Sticky lizard. Huh. There we go. Alright, let's see. into Hateno village proper. I wonder whenever Miss Zelda's gonna come back. I think CC's shop, the next one. Yep.
People have time to consider and enjoy fashion is a sure sign that life is returning to normal in Hyrule. I'm sure much of the credit for the interest in fashion is thanks to Cece's determination and inspiration. Here, the idea for the mushroom pageant came to her when she visited Terrytown in Ottawa.
Alright. Go there, we go up to the top. Ah, the dyeing place, yes.
The dye shop here in Hateno Village specializes in dyes. The owner, Sage, got his own head into his dyeing machine and turned his trademark red hair black. Apparently it happened while he was working on an idea he got from some drawings his son Sabaro made. I must admit, I am intrigued with what he's up to.
Alright. Is this next one for the school? Maybe, possibly. Yeah, I have a bunch of hardy radishes planted over here. Well, big ones, but still. It still makes me laugh. The horn goddess was like, ah, princess, hello! Sot!
I pray that as the restoration work continues, Hateno School will become a place where children can find many paths toward their futures, that it will shine as a beacon of hope for generations to come.
Alright, yes, that was about the school. Okay, next one is up. Probably near the ranch. Someone figured out their, ancestors' chicken scratch. There you go. Those horses really like golden apples. I think it's up where the ranch is at. No. There we go.
We'll forever associate Hateno pasture with the meal I had here 100 years ago. However, when I returned recently and inquired after the recipe, no one seemed to know what I was referring to. Could that unforgettable dish be lost to time?
Uh, no, well, we don't know what dish she actually had. Like, there's a recipe for pizza here. We don't know if pizza's what she had. Because there's a lot of different dishes you can make with cheese. So it's hard to say what dish she had. But, Zelda's clever. She could probably figure it out once, they figured out how to make cheese again. If it wasn't pizza. Alright, I think it's a research lab. There's like 2 there. And we'll drop down to the one in Hateno Bay.
Seems that when the calamity was defeated, all of the ancient relics here at the Hateno Ancient Tech Lab turned to dust and disappeared. All that remains are replicas of the originals. And with those gone, these are even more valuable. They will doubtlessly help tell future generations of the history of Hyrule.
Oh, turned to dust. Like, I know a lot of people were upset whenever Nintendo, said that, they, quote, disappeared because they had served their purpose. But no, it wasn't just that they disappeared. They, disintegrated. And the only thing that was probably keeping them together was, the idea that they still had a divine purpose to fulfill. And that, as I say, all things occur in their appointed times by the gods. So, the gods were like, okay, they're no longer technically needed because they're going to take care of the source of the problem here soon. In the next 10 to however many years it was between the two games. So the gods just said, nope, you don't need these anymore. We're getting rid of them. Not here. At the top? Is there stairs that lead to the top now? Nah. Yep.
Let's use the blackboard in her room to write out the details of how she reversed her physical age. I still can't believe she got the idea from sheep fat. Regardless, it seems she quickly got bored of her childhood form. It is amusing that, despite 100 years passing and Pura growing old, then young, then a little older, she hasn't changed in at least one way. She will become obsessive about something, yet grow tired of it quickly.
Does she have ADHD? Is that what she has? She has the ADHDs. So we know in Breath of the Wild, one of the stables, I think it was the Akala stable, she gave them a whole bunch of sheep and goats. And then she wanted them there so then they'd be relatively close for her research. No, that's a journal. I don't need that journal. We are not working on journals, we are working on notes. That's, I believe, a mushroom. Oh, one of the flower pedestal things. Whisbro? Of course there's Whisbro. I think when I was working on the notes last time, it was in this divot. Not anymore. There it is.
Even though 100 years have passed, and so many things have happened, this place hasn't changed a bit. Its enduring nature has shown me that it's all right not to force change.
Yes. Yes.